Awesome. So you're easily one of the most recognized people in the sport right now. What's your motivation behind doing the seminar for free?
Um, I'm kind of becoming a little more selfless with money. I'm noticing that apart from the fact that, it's our teammates, it's kind of like our new team and our new family. And with everybody being in quarantine recently, I'm sure it's had an effect on how you've been training and how you've been learning jiu-jitsu. So it's a good way of giving a little knowledge for free. And it's a quick thing before my fight. And I don't really see the reason behind charging for crazy seminars anymore. I see it more like if somebody wants to pay me to do a seminar somewhere crazy, cool. But if I'm there, I might as well take the advantage to help somebody who's in need, like in Guatemala or wherever I might go.
That's awesome. So you've competed in Third Coast Grappling before. What's special about this event, and what do you plan on doing with the prize money?
If I can get this win tonight, I plan on keeping a small percentage of the money to myself, and the rest I'm gonna put it back to some of my aunts and uncles lost their jobs, so I can help them out a little bit. And then another percentage is gonna go to these kids in Uganda that I've been working with, and some kids in Ecuador too, orphanages that are trying to do jiu-jitsu, and hopefully I can help them out a little bit.
That's really cool. So you earned your black belt last year at Nogi Worlds. How does competing at black belt compare to competing at lower belt levels?
It's different. It's more, you feel the aspect of having to be more professional. I feel like I really learned a lot with my debut against Keenan because I didn't really have a camp for that one. All I did was kind of train with whoever wanted to train with, out in Europe. And what helped me out for that fight was mental training and weightlifting. So actually applying strength and conditioning to my regimen helped me out a lot for that fight. I think that's the main difference of black belt, really being as professional as you can in all aspects, with your diet, the way you think, what you take into consideration with, like, your diet also goes into what you think inside and outside of the mat. So I feel like 13-year-old again, me just trying to take on as much information and also get as motivated as possible.
Awesome. Actually, on the same topic, it's no secret that as a child you weren't interested in jiu-jitsu at first. When did you realize you were truly passionate about the sport?
At 13 years old, my dad forced me to do the sport since I was 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
So not forced me, but I was born into it. And I didn't like it. I wanted to do more like tennis or basketball, but it didn't work out. Actually, I wanted to do more skateboarding and surf, but I was not too good at that.
Yeah.
So at 13, my dad stopped pushing me, and he kind of gave me a break, like a month or two, I remember. And I felt like I missed his affection. Even if it was like strict, I still missed that connection with him of every day being on the mat and having like interaction with him. So when I came back, I felt like it was more for myself and to prove to him that it's not because he wants me to do it, it's because I want to do it.
Awesome. So, as a teenager, you were tapping out black belts. What set you apart from other kids your age?
I don't think anything set me apart. I mean, I was the kid that would hide in the bathroom before class, and they would have to call my dad to get me to go on the mat. So I'm just like anyone else. I just never stopped, and I keep believing in my dream. And I feel like that's the only difference, honestly.
Did that ever cause problems with any adults? Like you tap out a black belt, he gets mad? Or?
When I was younger, but it was never really, I don't think they would really get mad. And if they did, they really wouldn't show it to me.
Okay.
But I mean, I think it's a respect thing. Like, if I go against, when I'm older, if I go against this 19-year-old, 20-year-old that's coming in, and he's really good, I'm gonna try my best to beat him. But if he beats me just because of age and experience, like timing, then respect's to him, So I feel like I am in that point of my life, and I was the kid coming up, and I still am. And it's all respect on my side, and I hope the same thing on the other side.
Has there ever been a time when you considered quitting? When everything gets difficult, where does your motivation come from?
Yeah, I've had a lot of times where I wanted to quit, but when I thought about having a regular life and going, like I personally don't like school, and I don't like the regular 9 to 5 job. So when I thought of that and having to think about doing a not living my dreams would make me regret my decisions 20 years from now. So every time I thought about that, I think, keep working. You already started. Why stop now? I didn't get this far to only come this far. I came this far to keep going and go farther than this.
Were there any concepts that took your game to the next level?
Wrestling and weightlifting helped me evolve my game, and also being able to train with people like Lucas Lepre, with people like Gordon Ryan up in New York, the guys in Unity. Pretty much anyone who I looked up to that I got the opportunity to train with them, they helped me in their own way, whether it be like motivational or technique or a life lesson that has to do with the sport. I feel like I try to take everything in, because if you only learn from one source, I believe it becomes rigid and stale. Yes. Kind of like in Avatar, I learned that. But yeah, but I feel like all these people that I look up to motivated me to want to start this life, this journey. So when I got to meet them, I took everything that they would say into consideration, and then try to take it with a grain of salt to apply it to my life. Because at the end of the day, I'm not them, they're not me, and I have to find my own recipe in life to succeed.
I'm sure you've heard the saying that matches are won or lost before you step on the mat. How do you prepare yourself mentally for facing such high-level opponents?
I look at everybody like a human being, and whoever trained the most prior to this fight, whatever fight, that's whoever is gonna win. I leave it in the hands of God and the universe, and it's my job to be ready prior to the fight. And yeah, I feel like everybody's the same. If you're willing to die for what you believe in, and you're willing to die in that mat, then that's probably the person who's gonna win. And I'm ready to die.
Okay. Something that really stands out is how respectful you are in the community. What inspires you to be humble but great?
I think education comes from the house, and if you can't find it at home, you find it somewhere else. So I've always been able to look up to people who show respect to others. And yeah, I think that just comes from the person I am. I try to be respectful to everybody, and also I look up to like Bob Marley and Martin Luther King. I look up to Bushesha. Yeah, I think it's more like the people I look up to have formed the person that I am, and the way that I interact with everybody, So I don't know, I think it's just me, man. What can I say? It's just me. I just want to be respectful and keep my head down and do my thing.
That's good to hear. So finally, can you tell me about the future of Studio 76, and also where you'd like to see Jiu-Jitsu in 10 years?
Studio 76, I hope we can grow our little family, our little team, and not be the same. I don't hope. I know that we're not going to be the same like anybody else. We're not focused on making champions on the mat. That's up to you. We're focused on helping people through Jiu-Jitsu and helping them in their life. I feel like this showed me a different way of viewing life, and I hope I can do the same for others and evolve the mentality in Jiu-Jitsu to be more open-minded and make it more professional, but also keep the essence of the art. You don't have to keep the essence of how it evolved and how it started. The roots of Jiu-Jitsu are very brutal. It was a family that wanted to beat up on people. If you thought you could beat up on them, then they're going to take you, and they're going to take your money too. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be like that. You can do Jiu-Jitsu's for everybody. So we're going to do our thing, and hopefully people like it. And if they don't, then that's up to them. And in Jiu-Jitsu, in 10 years, I hope that we can see people have the opportunity to just live out of tournaments. If you're an athlete, to have jiu-jitsu in all sides of life, in all communities, so that everybody has an opportunity to see the sport. And yeah, bring it out to everybody that's less fortunate as well, in other countries that are suffering, like you could call them third world countries. And yeah, I think that's what I want to do in jiu-jitsu the next 10 years. Make my dreams come true and then help others with jiu-jitsu.
Awesome. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes.